In Seville, during Holy Week, from Palm Sunday to Easter, 57 brotherhoods, or cofradias, march slowly through the streets to the accompaniment of bands, from their home church to the cathedral and back. Most brotherhoods carry two floats, one depicting a scene from the Passion of Jesus, and a second float with the Virgin Mary. The event is organized so that each group passes through the cathedral at a designated time. This association is of the students of the university, led by the Archbishop of Seville. Most of the cofradias first appeared in the 16th and 17th century, their purpose being pious and charitable, doing penance, looking after the old and the infirmed. Brothers originally came from the professional groups, but more recently they comprise a broader cross-section of society. The penitentes act out penance by carrying a wooden cross. Dressed in the color of their association, they don't have a cardboard cone in their headdress, which leaves the upper part of the hood hanging backward. The penitentes follow directly after the float of Christ. Some walk barefoot the whole distance of the procession. The Nazarenos walk ahead of the float, two abreast, carrying candles, wearing full-length tunics and a distinct headdress, the antifaz, comprising a tall spire-like hat and a piece of cloth covering the face. The tall hat is difficult to wear, and the Nazarenos hold on to their face cover to keep it in place. At the Church of the Holy Cross, 20 or so men bear the float, each carrying up to 200 pounds. They are directed by the captain, who ensures that the float is carried in accordance with tradition to the crowd of onlookers. The captain will guide the float out of the narrow church doorway through twisting alleys to the cathedral and back, letting the men know with the tap when to lift and set down the float. The men are well drilled and maintain a slow, graceful pace that allows the figures to sway with such a gentle resonance that the figures are given a life of their own. Each float is accompanied by members of the Brotherhood and its own band, playing familiar ritual pieces. Most of Seville, even young children, participate in this event of popular religion. While using the churches and the cathedral, the event is organized and governed by the cofradías. The floats are adorned in gold and silver with candles and flowers and elaborately embroidered cloth. At times, the paso is made to dance to a special piece of music, much to the delight of the crowds. Teams of men take turns over the course of the procession to bear the heavy burden. The processions begin in the afternoon and continue throughout the night according to the travel time to the cathedral. With their roots in the old medieval brotherhoods, the cofradías symbolize the counter-Reformation movement in Spain. Responding to those who were against using images in church, they bring the Catholic interpretation of the passion and death of Christ onto the streets in a theatrical way that townfolk understand. Thousands of people from all over Spain and other countries line the streets to pray and to support the associations. There are various images of the Virgin Mary, known as La Dolorosa, the hurt, La Esperanza, the hope, or La Macarena, the sweetheart. The processions go into the night as the groups return to their home church. On Holy Thursday, we joined the groups as they solemnly process through the Giralda, the Cathedral of Seville. In the Cathedral Plaza of Barcelona, the people of the city gather on Easter Sunday after the solemn liturgy to dance the sardana, the folk dance of Catalonia. Notice the broad spectrum of ages who participate in this dance. Some believe that this dance was originally danced inside the cathedral as a celebration dance at the close of the liturgy and is a folk form of liturgical dance. This dance, the sardana, is a joyous culmination to Barcelona's Sunday celebration of Easter.